This is WAEC June 2022 General Mathematics Paper 2, and we are answering question number 5A, and the question reads, given that m equals to tan 30 and n equals to tan 45, you are asked to simplify without using calculator the fraction m minus n all over mn, and you are now required to leave your answer in the form of p plus root q, that is in short form. So let's attempt to answer this very question. Solution to this very problem, what you do first is to copy the given fraction asked to simplify, that is m minus n all over mn, that is m times n. Next you now take each and every letter and substitute it by what is by the right here. For m you now to substitute it tan 30 degrees. For n you are now to replace it by tan 45 degrees in this very fraction. So let's do that. So you're now going to have tan 30 for this m minus the tan 45 degrees for this n. Everything divided by m times n. You now have tan 30 multiplied by tan 45 degrees. So next 30 and 45 degrees are special angles, which you now know the value of their trig ratios. Like this tan 30 is nothing but 1 over root 3 and tan 45 is nothing but 1. So you are now to replace them appropriately. So you are now going to have 1 over root 3 for this tan 30 minus the tan 45 is now replaced by 1 all over tan 30, which is 1 over root 3 multiplied by tan 45, which is now 1. So you are now work reduced to simplifying this very fraction. 1 over root 3 multiplied by 1 gives you 1 over root 3. And we are now dividing this numerator by a fraction, and that fraction is 1 over root 3. And division by fraction simply means multiplication by the reciprocal of that very fraction. And the reciprocal of 1 over root 3 gives answer root 3. So I'm now multiplying this numerator by root 3. Let's do that. So you're now going to have 1 over root 3 minus 1, that is your numerator here, multiplied by the reciprocal of this 1 over root 3, which is just root 3. So if you now expand this very bracket by multiplying what is inside by this root 3, you now have root 3 multiplied by 1 over root 3. So in short, you now have root 3 over root 3, which gives you 1. And root 3 multiplied by this minus 1 gives you minus root 3. So in the end, you now have 1 minus root 3. So this is the simplified form of this very fraction. And you can see here, we should not go further because we are asked to write our answer in the form of p plus root q. So don't find this square root of 3. So with this, we have answered this very question. Let me just share with you the mark distribution of this very question as it is contained in the official WAEC marking scheme. So the very first mark is the method 1 mark. You have this method 1 mark when you now substitute correctly what is m, what is n. So when that is now done, you now have this method 1 mark. The next mark is substituting the value of tan 30 and tan 45 correctly, that is tan 30 by 1 over root 3 and tan 45 by 1. If you do that substitution correctly, you have this method 1 mark. The next mark is simplifying this very fraction further in attempt to get the simplified form. After this very level, you have this method 1 mark. And when you now have the simplified form as 1 minus root 3 exactly, you have this accuracy 1 mark. So in total, this very question has 4 good marks.